Absolutely. They need to even out the series here tonight. And after that Game 3 win, that electric atmosphere that was here on Friday, the team is hoping for a repeat performance. I got to tell you, after Game 3, the head coach, Quinn Snyder, one of the first things he told us was how pleased he was with his guards, DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, the leadership they showed. They both had at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 boards each. They played really well together, both contributed. You're looking at Trae Young now, just minutes ago, warming up, and I got to tell you, DJ, after that Game 3, he was asked if he thought it was one of their best games together. He said yes. He went on to explain how these things don't happen overnight. It takes time to build chemistry. He compared it to Celtics guards, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. It took them a while to play at a high level together, and look at them now, coming off an NBA Finals appearance and looking to win it all this year. Trae had his best playoff game in a couple of years in Game 3. He dropped 32 points, had 9 assists. The last time he had at least 30 points in a postseason game, it was June 2021. Coach Snyder said he could tell his star found his rhythm.
Yeah, we've watched some film.
We'll need a repeat performance from DJ and Trae Young in Game 4 tonight. But beyond the two guards, Clint Capella, he had a double-double, 10 points, 11 boards. I got to say, the bench also balled out. 44 bench points in Game 3. You know, JJ, Bogey, Sadiq Bey, they did that. It's going to take an entire team to beat the Boston Celtics here tonight. But if they can do it, they're going back to Boston for a Game 5 on Tuesday with an evened out series. Reporting live from State Farm Arena, Emily Gagnon, Atlanta News First.
So exciting.
What's up, guys? Welcome into Truist Park. I gotta say, those Braves hosting the Dodgers tonight. They'll be here the next 3 nights. The two best teams in the National League are facing off. A nice measuring stick for both teams. And of course, Freddie Freeman, he's back in the ballpark he used to call home. When we talked to him earlier, one thing stood out to me right away. He still calls Atlanta home. He told us he spent the night at his house and his dad dropped them off at the ballpark ahead of the game. His tone very different from last year. If you'll remember, the first time he visited Truist Park after leaving the Braves, you know, he was very emotional. He sobbed, but this time is very different.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's a massive difference.
And Freeman recently hit his 300th home run. Less than 150 players have done that. He said it's never been about that. It's not about the records. At one point, it was just about becoming a big leaguer, then staying in the bigs, and then being an everyday guy. And that's exactly what Freddie Freeman is. I expect a standing ovation for the former Brave in just a bit. Class act all around. Reporting live from Truist Park, Emily Gagnon, Atlanta News First. Jen. What's up, Rick? Welcome into Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Atlanta United hosting Colorado tonight, and I'm with the one and only, the club's president and CEO, Garth Lagerwey. The last time we talked, it was preseason. You were just settling in, fresh off the plane from Seattle. What have you been up to?
We have tried to reorganize the team and get us reset. We're going to keep working toward the summer to keep making the team better, and so far so good in terms of meeting our preseason goals that we talked about. We're in 4th place. We got that home field advantage right now in the playoffs.
So I'm glad you brought that up. As a person who evaluates the roster quite often, how do you decipher whether a change needs to be made after 4 losses? And I know you can't make any yet, but July is coming, or you stick with the team you have.
Look, as a CEO, GM, you never want to make a reaction or decision based on one game or even a couple of games. You want to look at trends. So, look, it's important we get right tonight. It's a big game for us. But, again, in terms of the overall picture, we're in 4th place. That's the goal we set out for this group before the season. So if we're meeting that expectation, then I wouldn't expect any kind of rash decision from us.
And I got to ask you, you used to be a goalkeeper, okay? In this league, so Brad Guzan, not having him, how much has that affected the club?
You know what? It affects us, I think, off the field as much as it does on the field. Brad's obviously a great goalkeeper, has been for a long time, but the thing he's even better leader, and so I think that leadership sometimes, we need some other guys on the field to step up and fill in those gaps, but we'll get Brad back pretty soon as well, potentially even as soon as 2 games from now.
Ooh, I like how that sounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a good lift for us.
Garth Lagerwey, the CEO, president of Atlanta United, a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, this game starting at 7:30 tonight. Again, Atlanta United trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Back to you. Ahead live from Truist Park, the Braves try to avoid the sweep. Why manager Brian Snicker isn't worried about his team's current slump. That's coming up. What's up, guys? Welcome into Truist Park. Yeah, tonight is game 3 of 3 between the Dodgers and the Braves. It doesn't happen here very often. The Braves, they're going to try to avoid the sweep at home. I got to say, right now, they're definitely in a slump. 4-6 in their last 10 games, 12-12 at home. Pretty unusual, if you ask me, since they usually have a spectacular home record. The Dodgers have scored 16 runs on the Braves in the first 2 games. Despite the back-to-back losses, the Bravos still lead the NL East by a good margin. They're 4.5 games ahead of the second-place Mets. They're 29-19 on the season. It's incredible how they've been able to stay afloat while dealing with so many injuries. 2 of their best pitchers, Max Fried and Kyle Wright, are on IL, among other players. Manager Brian Snicker isn't discouraged with his team, given how shorthanded they are.
I think we've done a really good job.
And pitcher Mike Soroka continues to improve with Gwinnett. I got to say, last night he threw 96 pitches. It was his 8th start, his best yet. He went through 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run. Today, manager Brian Snicker said once he can throw about 100 pitches. If and when the Braves need him, you know what? He should be ready once he hits that 100 and above pitch threshold. Live from Truist Park, Emily Gagnon, Atlanta News First.
Emily, thank you.
Well, Alan, as soon as I got to UGA's Pro Day this morning, the very first thing I did was ask a source close to Georgia's football program if Jalen Carter would be talking to the media. I was told right away that wasn't happening, and I was also told that his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, that's who said he wouldn't be talking today, and that's exactly what happened. That means that we've gone through 2 major events, Pro Day and NFL Combine, without hearing from JC. I can tell you the last time I talked to him, that was a while ago. Media Day before the national championship in Los Angeles. But today was a very important day for the former UGA defensive tackle. Listen, all 32 NFL teams were represented. A lot of them were here to see him. It was Carter's opportunity to shine in front of NFL coaches since he didn't perform at the Combine. JC participated in position drills only, not the 40-yard dash or any other testing. From what I saw, he looked gassed. Georgia head coach Kirby Smart was asked about where he thinks Carter's psyche is, given all that's happened since the deadly car crash on January 15th.
Glad he came out to practice.
And listen, Jalen Carter weighed in at 323 pounds today. Why is that important? Well, he's 9 pounds heavier than he was at the NFL Combine just a couple of weeks ago.